Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner Classics / Known Classics. This is episode number 1593 and Doubleshot number 1487. First up, I'm talking about the final 5 issues of Wolverines. Starting with, go away please, thank you. Starting issue 16, which, yes, we finally have something happening. It took this book 10 issues for something major to happen. Like something that's really bigly interesting. So Shogun has come back for his little session with Fang. Talks to Junk, and there's some shoot up here with people from the Weapon X program. So we have some some fighting going on here. And then it's revealed this guy with a see-through head. Yeah, it turns out he's working Mr. Sinister. I'm like, what? Mr. Sinister? A character who's not been seen in the series since issue 6? Like, what? Yes. And now we have issue 17. Where these copies of Wolverine, people with Wolverine powers, are basically taking on the Weapon X program and the Wolverines. Sinister basically takes them on, and of course they have the fight on the Changeling. Big brawl ensues. I mean, why the heck will Miss Sinister return after they're just 10 issues? Well, there probably is a reason for that. So he apparently looked like Wolverine, not Wolverine, Daken apparently died, but nope, he's revived, no problem. And then we have this one of the most funniest ones where you have Mr. trying to run away, and then it's like, you hear this snick like, ah! What is it? Laura stabbed him through the foot, right through the floor. I thought that was quite funny. And then the issue ends with a ship being dropped on Sinister's base. You're like, what the heck? Yeah, seriously. So yeah. Yeah, well, it's fighting going on. All of a sudden, a ship is dropped on the place. Yes, a ship. And then, of course, Laura basically is looks like she's trying to kill. And the artwork for this issue just, wow, what the heck? It's on my Jonathan Mark. The background stuff looks really good in here, but what the heck? It's like the artist made Sabretooth bigger than usual. I'm like, what the heck? And you have Sabretooth going berserk, where he apparently kills some people. And they have Yuriko talking to Shogun. Oh, you have the controller, Shogun. You can make a puppet of me, but you released me. That's right, Yuriko. I think you figured out. And of course, she is protecting him the whole time. And we kind of see Shogun's face. Now, it's been implied that he's got the same face as Wolverine. But the thing with this character is, we don't know much about this guy at all. Like even what his face looks like, because he's always wearing a mask. So we go on a rescue mission, and they had to get out of that place, and we lead into the pendulum issue of the series. Issue 19. Yeah, we have You have basically Mystique talking to her late wife. And of course, Sinister is trying to strangle Mystique. Everyone's trying to get out of there. Of course, Ogun tries to interfere with Shogun. But, well, it doesn't go much anywhere. And of course, you have Laura and Doc Confined. It turns out this Laura is not Laura, but actually Mystique. Mystique is like, screw this. Freeze Portal and Siphon. Well, Siphon basically tries to come to Sinister. Oh no, where he doesn't die here because he's still alive right now. So Portal takes her to the nexus of all realities. Yes. You gotta imagine, he's got the guy Guardian. Man-Thing! Yes, Man-Thing. I'm like, wow, Man-Thing. Oh yeah, here's the thing. Mystique has no idea who the heck Man-Thing is. And you're thinking, Nick, has Mystique ever met Man-Thing before that issue? The answer is no. First time she's ever met the guy. And then we get to the final issue of the series. Yes, and I'll get to the reason why I felt this though about the series, basically when it abruptly ended. Yeah, Mystique has no idea who the heck. Now here's the thing. Both Mystique and Man-Thing both made a debut back in the 70s. Mystique made her debut in the pages of Miss Marvel. Man-Thing made his first appearance in the first issue of Savage Tales. And of course they fight. And of course she gets wrapped up in the tendrils of Man-Thing. And you're probably thinking, like, is the artist basically really into tentacle hentai? Given the fact of where those vines are, like one of them basically underneath one of her breasts. Yep, and you have Siphon looking white. After having all the Wolverines take on Siphon, and then of course Portal brings in Siphon to fight frickin' Man-Thing, and of course and she goes off. Someplace like telling them what the team has done, and then of course she takes a couple skulls, throws them on the ground, and then we see apparently some kind of hallucinating some kind of weird gas where Doc ends up stabbing Laura, but don't worry, she'll survive. And then she stabs Sabretooth, and then Sabretooth stabs Dawkins. And I think like stab each other. Then we have this letter. And then we have this mysterious purse, which, by the way, no idea who this guy is. Because the series abruptly ended before we found out who the heck this guy is. Like, this is not Wolverine. I will not allow. This is my story. If it's Logan or the end of the world, well, let it burn. And then we have, quite possibly, something that, from what I've heard, a lot of people hate seeing this. You want to know what it is? This logo. There is only Secret Wars. How do I feel about this? I mean, I love seeing Man-Thing. Great the fact that Charles Schultz brought this character in. Because here's the thing. You know those new characters that Charles Schultz created? Like Shogun and people from the X program? As far as I can tell, they don't appear after this. Because Shogun is dropped from the comics. Because that last issue came out in 2015. That was 6 years ago. But at least these 5 issues, I at least got to praise something over the past 10 issues for this. At least these issues feel like something actually happened over compared to the previous issues where a lot of the time feel like nothing much happens. And it kind of seemed as though something else was planned for this series, but Secret Wars got in the way and this book got axed. Now, all the other books got relaunched. This book, nope, got canceled. Was due to low sales? I don't know. But for weekly series, you probably would think 52 issues. This book lasted for 20 issues. 20. Is this a terrible series? No. No, it isn't. It is, well, one of the last times Charles showed do anything with Wolverine for about 2 years. Yeah, the next time we do anything with Wolverine will be until the Hunt Wolverine one shot, and then eventually the whole storyline with Hunt Wolverine and the Return Wolverine, and that's it. That's all he did with the character. But I kind of seem as though, reading these last few issues, it seems as though more was planned for the series. But then the series just stopped. It got canceled. And to this day, I don't know what the reason is. I did not get a chance to ask Charles Shaw that when I met him at Comic-Con a couple years ago. If I get a chance to meet him again, I will ask that question. What was the plans for this series? Because you get to this last issue and it seems though there was something more planned here, but the series got cut up by Secret Wars. I'm sure a lot of writers basically were upset by that. I don't know if in fact that was if it was Joe Quesada idea or Action Lawns. I'm not sure who the heck was responsible for having that logo period because of Secret Wars happening. I don't know what the reason was, but I kind of felt as though we should at least have a follow-up or at least some kind of conclusion. That is not a conclusion. That's an abrupt ending. Or at least a cliffhanger. It felt as though something more was planned there, but Secret Wars stopped all that. It's similar to what happened with New 52 relaunch. Like, any plans that any writers had prior to that relaunch, and they had to axe those plans, or shelve them for several years until Convergence got a chance to wrap up those plans. Yeah, moving on to a different book that, by the way, I give these 5 issues I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because these issues feel like a really good improvement over the past 10 issues. Alright, next up is Marvel Zombies 4, written by Fred Van Lin. Now, yes, this cover is done by Greg Land. No, he does not do the interior, you might ask. Nope. The interior is done by Kev Walker. This book is simply this. The Midnight Suns are back for the first time since the 1990s, except that, with the exception of Michael Morbius, no one else part of this lineup is part of that lineup. This lineup is consisted of, and here's what we look in the back. We have Michael Morbius, Jack Russell, a.k.a. Wear It By Night, Damian Hellstrom, the Son of Satan, and Jennifer Kell. And yes, Man-Thing shows up here too. Which, here's the thing. Morbius has met Man-Thing before. Kale knew him because she first appeared in Man-Thing comics. Okay, fine. But Damian Hellstrom has never met Man-Thing before. You're thinking, that's interesting. I'm also put for this one, this follows up wrath events of Marvel Zombies 3, where the virus and the Marvel Zombies ended up in 616. And of all places, they ended up in the Everglades, in Florida. Of course. Because everything else always happens in Florida in comics, which not really. It happens a lot in New York. So, Armor, basically, Morbius is tasked by Armor to deal with going after Simon Girth, a.k.a. the Zombie. Yes, this guy was a character who first appeared back in the 70s. The Zombie himself, believe it or not, it's really the end of the series, he actually is carrying the virus. And if he's destroyed, the virus will spread. Yep. And during the course of the series, Jack Russell is converted to a zombie. Yes, Jack Russell turned into a zombie. Oh, don't worry, he's cured after this, so don't worry about that. And we even have the infamous whoever burns at the Man-Thing's touch. We have that in here, which is so awesome. Yeah, and in case you're wondering though, this came out during the height, I believe this came out the height of Dark Reign. Yeah, it came out during Dark Reign, which was during the very height of it, basically. Even though that this continued right afterwards, the Hood is involved with this story because he wants to basically get his hands on the virus to sell it. Not sure why, but that's basically what it is. So by the end of the series, Hood gets away, and Morbius is like, that's fine. We'll let somebody else handle that. We'll deal with monsters. Yep, and here's the strange thing, though. This team does not appear in the next volume. In Marvel Zombies 5, it's all about Machine Man and, believe it or not, Howard the Duck in order to go with other realities to find a cure for Jack Russell. But this book is amazing. I love it. Oh, yeah, by the way, before I get my rating for it, Deadpool is in this series. Yes, Deadpool, as in the zombie Deadpool. Yes, the very same one who appeared in Marvel Zombies #1. Yeah, he's a head now. And Simon Gard was carrying out the whole series, and then by the end of it, you think he died, but nope, he survived, leaving only his mask behind. And we also have Black Talon appear in this series. Yes, Black Talon. And he actually has a amulet. It's very similar to the one that Simon Girth has. Now, this book not only contains the 4-issue limited series that is Marvel Zombies 4, we also have Simon Gard's very first appearance in here from Tales of the Zombie #1. By the way, I love the way they spell zombie in here. It's the way they actually spell the one from the zombie movie from the 70s, which I thought was awesome. Yep, because they dropped the letter E from the name, which I thought was awesome. The fact that this book was great. I give this book a 10 out of 10. And surprisingly, despite the cover, no Ghost Rider. But this book is awesome. Yep, so yeah, that's a particular review. Stay tuned for next review, which will be Meshuggah Tenshin, Jobless Incarnation. And I'm also going to review the new sets for Black Clover, One Piece, Naruto, and that'll be it for today. Okay, next video. Bye.